Sometimes students will ask me, when they do revision for SBL before they go for exam, how are they supposed to read the materials of SBL? I have a few suggestions here. There are 3 materials that you have to read. The first one is the full questions, whether you are choosing past year question or whether you are choosing some mock exams or questions from the reference book, you need to read the full question. When we say full question means introduction, the task requirement, and also the exhibits, and also now the preceding information, right? You should start with preceding information first. Okay, so you have to do it. No matter how, you have to do it. I know it's very long. I know there are a lot of wordings, but you have to do it. So you have to train yourself. Maybe this time you cannot read everything at one shot. Then we start with a little bit first. So during your first time, maybe very first time, you can start by reading half of the preceding material, because the preceding material actually it will give you the information about industry and also the company. Maybe we focus on the industry first. So this time I read the industry. The next day, or maybe tomorrow, I will read about the company, right? Then the next day I'll read about the introduction and the task requirement and so on. So you can break it down for the very first time and the second time also. But the more you practice, try to read more than what you have read previously. Then eventually at one day you will be able to read everything. But of course, preceding material and also the materials that you will be given during your exam will be separated. So you can read the preceding material first, and then you take a break, and then after that only you read whatever that you will get during your exam day. Right? So you have to read everything, right? You have to read everything. And we are trying to read in an efficient way. So make your reading efficient so that you can grab as many points as possible when you are reading your exam questions, right? So how to do this, I will teach in my class, right? Number 2, you have to write full answer. You have to read full answer, not write. You have to read full answer. This is especially important if you are a full-time student. If you are a full-time student with no working experience, you never worked before, you will learn the points from the answer. And so it is very important for you to read the full answer. This is the avenue, this is the platform, or this is the material that you can learn and improve your brain glossary. Right? I will say glossary. Because as a full-time student, you have no experience to actually write in your exam answer. So where do you learn the so-called experience and where do you learn the points from? Is from the full answer. So when you read the full answer, label the answer for every point that you can detect. Like for example, if you are reading an answer related to internal control suggestion, then you label suggestion number 1, suggestion number 2, suggestion number 3, and so on. If you label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your answer, then that is where you will learn more suggestions and add into your brain, right? So all these points that you have learned will eventually help you during your exam. And then draft your answer. I will advise students before you actually read the full answer, especially if it is not the first time you read already. If it is the first time, you can straight away go and read the full answer. But if it is already many times that you have read the past year questions and also the mock exam questions, then I would suggest when you read the question, try to draft your idea first. You do not need to write the full answer, even though I strongly encourage it, but you do. At least at the minimum, you do not need to write the full answer, but you can write your draft idea. You can draft your idea. If I'm in the exam for this question, how am I supposed to answer? Then only you read the full answer. Why is that so? Because you can do a comparison and you can detect where are the answers that you never think of. That is where you can learn new ideas. The third thing you have to read is examiner report. Examiner report is a must. You must read examiner report. Why is that so? Because in the examiner report, the examiners will say stronger candidates will do this and that. That is where you have to do it because you want to pass your exam. And then the examiner will say the weaker candidates tend to do this and that. And these are the areas that you should avoid because you want to pass the exam. You don't want to fail the exam. So examiner report will give you these insights on what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do, and we try to incorporate this when we do our practice. That is where you will get yourself more and more familiar with the SBL answering techniques. So I hope this helped you, and all the best in your exam.